So when Joanna Macy, who we've been talking about a lot, and love, and she's kind of woven in the fabric of this gathering into climate. Shortly after she died, I went over to sit with her body, and going to her house, the house was turned into a temple. Constance, you would know, I'm sure you were there, others, and people were gathered, and it was sort of a modest house in the flat part of Berkeley. And out on the sidewalk, people were greeting you with welcome and with prayers. And then you went up the steps to the porch, which had all these candles. It was really turned into a temple. And then on the porch, they smudged you and did more blessings to purify you. And then you went up the stairs inside, which had more candles. And at the top, there was someone who gave you another little prayer and a blessing, and then said, this is the room for meditation, and this is a room for telling stories about Joanna. And then when you're ready, you can go and sit with her body. So I did all of that. And then I went and sat with her body. And there were a few people in the room there quietly. And she was laying there, 96 years old, covered in flower petals, like being in Varanasi or something, all these flower petals, and a basket of flower petals to add to it. And I chanted from the Tibetan Book of the Dead, remember who you really are, let go into the light, blah, blah, blah. You know that stuff, right? I did some other beautiful chants for her and some kind of Buddhist teachings and instructions for making transition. And then I sat quietly and I listened. And after a little while, Joanna said, 80, you got to keep going. That's nothing. Okay, don't back off, keep going. So I got this transmission from Joanna. I thought, all right, because there's this little turning 80 lady, I should relax or whatever. She didn't. She just kept doing it. And she said, yes, meditation. And yes, change the world. Both. That was her song, was like the two wings of the bird. So I went the back stairs down into the yard, and it was a good, proper funeral, if you will, celebration. They were cooking food, and people were making music and telling stories and all those good things. And people were really close to her. A couple of friends said, Joanna was just such a lover. She wrote a book, World is Lover, World is Self. She loved food. We would take her to all these restaurants, and she loved cooking. She loved the outdoors. We'd go to all these amazing places and adventures in the outdoors. She loved music. She loved sex. She loved community. She loved engaging with people, all these things. I took it in. Next day, I went to Whole Foods and I was shopping, and there was a big chocolate thing that I love, but I thought for my diet, not a good idea. And then I heard Joanna say, go for it. If you're going to do it right. And I bought the chocolate thing, right? And then the day after that, should I go online and do these teachings and whatever, or maybe I should kick? Joanna said, you do it. Okay, so I agreed, activism, I got to do that. And Joanna is now kind of here, like a muse. And the most beautiful thing, all those are beautiful gifts, but one of the most beautiful things that I get from her is a sense of wonder, which is really in her DNA, in who she was. The fact that buildings exist. I know all the people the iron workers and the people who made this and everybody who helped have make it happen, and the trees that were cut and milled to make the ceiling, and the fact that this land has been here and sheltered the deer and the bear and all the things before this. And the fact that we're here at all is completely wild. It's such a mystery. And she's there just saying, don't take it for granted. Look and see, this is amazing that it exists and that you exist. And don't forget that wonder. And then look at how weird all these people are. They are. Me too, of course. That's because the cosmic creativity says, here, let's make some more creative things. See what this is like. And that sense of wonder of the world, even as I drive and I go, wow, bridges, aren't they amazing? You know, they didn't exist for now. We have the Golden Gate Bridge. Cool. You know, Joanna has gifted me not just her teachings, and I've been with many great teachers, and she's certainly one of them, but with that spirit that has the joy in it, that's not just, oh, we have to kind of make climate change a new grim duty, right? Forget that. Molly Ivins, the wonderful activist and, you know, journalist and so forth in Texas, when she died, she said, so keep fighting for freedom and justice, beloveds, but don't forget to have fun doing it. Be outrageous, rejoice in all the oddities that freedom allows for us. And when you get through celebrating and collaborating, the sheer joy of that good fight to transform everything, be sure to tell those who came afterward how much fun you had. And that's Joanna's spirit.